Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to be working on the first signature of the Specimen journal. Now, I think I'm going to have to rechange the name of this thing because it's more wildlife than it is specimen. But I think I'm going to wind it around a storyline, and I'll talk about that just in a minute. And we're going to look in our Sneaky Peek journal to see, yes, what is next. This is a Bullock's Oreo. Now, my kin, dad's brothers and sisters, all went to Baltimore, Maryland. So the Baltimore Oreo is more in line of what we know, but I am not sure where this one's at, and unless it's the same thing, it may be, because I know that's their colors for their baseball team. And so I had a writing page here. You could write on any of these pages as well. And I had a little bit of paper behind it, and I put beautiful over here. And it's a leaf stamp. Here's another one. Now, this was a napkin somebody sent me. And it had the postcard, American Goldfinch, and everything on it. I thought that would be really pretty to put here, because in the Birds and Blooms book, they had these goldfinches. And I thought they were pretty. Look at that little guy chirping away. And this is like a seed, a sunflower seed feeder. And then they've got these pretty flowers. Actually, I put the pretty flowers up behind him because I thought that would be a great backdrop for him. Over here, I kind of did a stamp. I have a plaid stamp on one of those blocks, you know, the wood blocks. And I thought, well, let me try that over here. And I love the grunginess of it. I love how it kind of turned out. I already have like a dyed paper in behind it. And then that added to the rest of the grungy. So I was really happy with how that turned out. Sometimes your accidents are your best finds, your best creations. Because they just kind of come out of nowhere, you know? All right. Now, the last time we talked, I was speaking about making this into 3 signatures instead of 2, and I have done that. So this is going to be the second signature, and that's the third. I had to take a few pieces from out of here to add into this, and well, some of this you've seen before like that, which I had to redo. I think I know what I need to do to it. And then there's the third one. And what we're going to do today is just more of this gluing kind of thing. And see, you've already saw this. The first couple pages you've seen. And we went through it and glued things down. I'm still debating whether I want to tack that down all the way or leave it as is. Could be I just come along and put a magnetic sticker there, or a Velcro sticker of sorts. I could do that. That may be something I do after I get it all together, because I need to still sew these into the signature. Now here is the one you haven't seen. Now this is that color. Have I got something on the other side? Yeah. This is that color that I'm not as crazy about. And I've been wondering if I could come along and do maybe the ground espresso. Let's try that. Just to kind of try to dull it down a little bit. I don't like the yellowy concept of it. Now, I could get in here and do some grungy work with some sprays or something. That might work. And I've got it against another paper, so it may be that might be what I could do. Although this is doing a pretty good job. This ground espresso against this mustard yellow. Well, thank you everybody for coming to visit and spending some time and seeing what I'm doing today. I know you like to see me kind of work on some of my journals. I know you love to see ephemera. I know that for a fact. You love to see mixed media, which I need to do. I don't know if I've done mixed media for you in a while. I need to probably get back to and do a little bit of that for you. But I know you like to see me work through a journal and see what I choose to do and where I choose to put it if I change my mind. And I try to, Wayne and a few others have told me that me explaining myself as I go along really helps you as well. So I want to add a little bit more of that too. I know I haven't paid attention to myself doing it, but I will. Now this is one of the little cut aparts that came from around this squirrel when he was in the paper pad. And I thought it would look good. I'm going to go over here and grab my Scorched Timber ink, because this is going to go down, and I want to make that edge look really dark and defined. But yeah, I need to do more explaining why I do this, why I do that, just in case it helps you out. And a lot of it, I go just by my eye. I just, whatever my eye likes is kind of where I go. Now, this is from a paper pad, not a paper pad. It was like a 5-paper little pouch, clear cellophane pouch. I got ages, 20 plus years ago. I can tell you, 20 plus. I had it forever. Never have used it. I thought it was beautiful papers. They had great kind of textures and things to them. I've got a few more, but I've been using them throughout this journal. And this one has a gorgeous little gold vine design with a dark one here. And I'm going to make it a belly band. I mean, I'm going to just kind of fold it in half like this. And I'm going to see about cutting a thumb pull out of either end here to give you the impression that it is, oh, a belly band. There we go. And I might go ahead and do a little inking on this one as well with the Scorched Timber. And yeah, that helps. That does. It's going to make it jump off of this page. Whenever you have, it's like likey kind of colors. They're not that likey, but they're pretty close. So if you was to do a little bit of inking on the outside edges of your stuff, it makes it jump off the page. And sometimes you can do like a scrap piece of paper kind of scenario where it frames it, like a framed art, like you matted it. Now you can do that as well, which it might be, I'll look into doing that with this little piece down here. I don't know. Let me look at it after we've done that. So that is going to go here like this. And then this was to go right in the middle. You know, I don't think I need to mat that. I really don't. Okay, this is more of that paper. It's about all I've got left. But this was it. It was mini scraps greens, 5 different sheets. Paper Passport by Provo Craft. So I don't know if you can still get out there and find this. But there is the UPC. It's made in India. And there's kind of like a number to go with it. But see, this one was a really cute woven design here. I've used that on a few things. I had this little scrap left over of that kind of grit, what do I call that? Crackle. Kind of a crackle design. And then there's this one. And I don't know, I'm going to set this here and kind of look at it. Though I would rather have this as a dark. I mean, I'm trying to look at it as, is that a better option than that mustard yellow background there, or what? And then I've got this little piece here. It's kind of like a little scrap, and I'm wondering about having that as maybe like a little shelf, although it's too samey. It's fading in, so we're not going to worry about that. I'll use that for another spot in the book. But I am going to look at one more thing. All right, remember me getting this the other week at Michael's. It's a vellum paper. This one has the neutrals, and there is a piece of black in here that has a script to it. So I'm going to rip, see, it's got a little bit of writing in behind here, like a book page kind of writing. And so I'm going to get in here, and we're going to rip a piece of this out so we can use it. That should be big enough. There we go. And I think that'll enhance this quite a bit. And we're going to rip this down Let's see, I need to rip a little bit more right here. But yeah, any little elements to layer are very beneficial to your look because you get such a variation with them. And it adds a lot of interest. And I've been looking at people's work lately that has a lot of layering. And that's what I've been trying to emulate. I've been trying to make my items reflect that. I think this is right side up here. And see, it's going to give me a little bit of a... Oh, yeah, I like that. And the thing is, I like this fern shape because it reminds me of this tree. That's another thing. If you can find shapes that go together, as well as colors and, you know, textures and shapes sometimes. It's really, yeah, it's kind of like making them similar to each other to add to the story and make them a whole. All right, this is vellum. I'm using Barely Arts glue. And this is a little thicker vellum than what I had before. So I think it's going to do well, not wrinkle too much. Sometimes you get too much liquid in your glue that you're gluing items down with, and it's going to buckle. That wrinkles it. It's got too much liquid, moisture or something in it. So we're going to put that right in the dead center here. And go right down there. I'm not covering up too much. That's what I didn't want to do, is cover up too much of my pretty, you know, vine design. Now, what we'll do here is you got to go down each side. It's going to be a tuck going this way. So you want to make sure you just put this along here and this along here. Yeah, my story that I think I'm going to come up with. Now, yeah, I kept calling this a specimen journal. And I'm thinking, as I'm putting it together, I'm thinking, you know, there's not that many specimen things in here. It's mostly wildlife and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, I might need to change the name of this. So it may end up being called a... I don't know. I don't know if I'd call it a wildlife journal. I've got the forest in here in this one spot, so maybe I just might call it a forest book. Because most of the creatures that's in here can be found in a forest. That's kind of curling up a bit, so let's get in here and see what we can do there. There. Need to hold it down a little longer. Yeah, so I kept thinking I would use like one of those crazy people. Let me find it. One of these crazy people here. And they're going to be like the star of my book. So I'm going to choose maybe one of these. And I'm looking at this lady down here. She's got a hat on. She's got a paper behind her. And she looks kind of studious. So, this one, she looks too young. That one, like she didn't take care of herself. That one looks demented. And I've got a dress in here, that butterfly dress. So I'm thinking that I need to probably have a lady as the subject in here. And I've got a little project that we're going to do next. That's going to be us working on like a butterfly net. And she's going to be pictured in it. And it may be what's on the very front of the book. Okay, so that page is done. And like I said, I'm still thinking about a few of like this situation. And I think this is good. It kind of like gives a storyline over here. Now this is going to be one of those up tucks. And it's this piece right here. I don't know if I've inked this before. I think I inked it in pink. Well, there we go. Yes, so I believe what I'm going to do is have her. She's a butterfly collector. So you've noticed there's a lot of butterflies and moths and things that's been going through this book. So she is a butterfly collector out in the forest. And, you know, there's always like little wildflower meadows and things like that that she could be stopping at along the way to find her chosen butterflies. And I'm going to have, let's see if I can put that right here. I'm going to have a few little, maybe explanations in here for different butterflies, stamping and tags and such like that. I think more than likely it'll be on tags that I can tuck into all these little pockets and things we're making. I also saw something called a sequence card, and I had never seen a sequence card before. And this girl had him in one of her giveaways. She'd reached 100 subscribers or something. And I saw where she had that. What was her name? Hopping Crow Creations. Yep, 100 sub giveaway. Hopping Crow Creations. And they were these different little journal cards. Like the guy was getting ready to bowl. So he's got the ball in his hand. And he's got it pulled back. The next one, he's throwing it. The next one, the ball will be going down the aisle. It's something along those lines. Now this here is butterflies on pink flowers that I got out of one of those magazines. Over here I've got a bird. It's a Bird and Bloom magazine. But I like that. I kind of like that. So I was trying to see if I could put that in here. And I thought, well, I could just like do it like this and fold it. Well, I'm kind of chopping the bird's head off. That's the only problem there. Let's see. I just wasn't sure how to do it. If I wanted to use it like this, or if I was going to tuck it, say, up in the pocket here, which more than likely is what I'm going to do. So let's just fold it this way. That's what we're going to do for now. We're just going to tuck it up in here. And I'm still deciding what I want to do with it. I'll do like that. All right, this here was something I made with little brads, the little tiny nail brads, and it had a moth stamp on it. And I think I'm going to put it, I don't want to cover the butterfly there, so I think I'm going to put it up over in here, just to kind of fill up that little area. So we'll put some on the outside edge. Lately, I've been fascinated with the Sister Wives. I used to watch them on TV, and lately I've been watching this, I don't know if you call it a podcast. It's this girl that's getting on there, and she's pointing out all these flaws and things like that in the series, and talking about all of them. Gosh, I never looked that far into all these characters, or when they're actually real life people. But boy, she points out some things that make you think and realize that that Cody guy that had the 4 wives, he's not, I don't know if he's as bad as the 4th wife, though. It sounds like she was the instigator and making them all toe the line in her way, or some craziness. I don't know. All right, like I say, I'm still not sure about that. That's still being thought about. And this will go down here pretty nicely here in a minute. Just for something of interest with some texture to it right there. I like that. All right, so next we have this. This is going to be one of those, what do you call it? Where the 2 pieces are going to flip out. I'm going to not hinge it. I'm going to make it a hinge, but it's just going to be a score line right here where it kind of comes over a bit more than it does on this side. So it's going to be able to fold into the center. I like to do that because, and I'm going to put it here and the other one on the lower side. And I'm going to fold it this way. So you have this to write against. You have the book itself to be able to write against. Okay, let's get this scored and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm putting some scorched timber along all the edges here because you can see the white core. I don't want that. So we're going to see what we got. We got a bear and we got a porcupine. So we're just going to go like this and score it. Score it with my fingers. And then I'll come back over it and score it like that. I think I got these scored at the same distance from each other, which I'm hoping I did. So they stick out just about the same. Yep. All right, so we're going to put the bear on the bottom and get the glue on him. Has anybody been working on any interesting books lately? I don't think I'm making a December daily this year. I have for the last couple years, but this year, no. And the only fall book, if you could consider this a fall book, I guess, was the little one I made for the shop. I haven't taken it down yet, but it's and I haven't made anything else. I'm not moving too fast lately, I guess. I need to get with it a little bit better. I have taken to reading again, and let me tell you, I'm all over those books. I've been, getting them online at on my Kindle, and I'm just trying to make sure I leave this opening here because I need that for a pocket. I almost got it too close, didn't I? I was debating also whether to leave these rounded on the ends, but I guess I'll be okay that way. And as you can see, I have a piece of vellum, and where that vellum is going to come in is right here. I'm not crazy about that. Maybe I can find something to put here. All right, I found this cool ripped off paper. I ripped the edge. It's one of these pages that's in here. I can't remember which signatures it's in. And then I actually inked it. And I don't know what I was planning to do with it. But what we're going to do is I'm going to do this on this end here. And then I'm going to measure this down. And we're just going to hide it. And that little ripped end there is going to come in handy for us. It's going to give us something to look at. And looked like it wasn't a plan to cut. And I did that, and there, a little better. I think I had vintage photo on here because it's looking like it's not the same color. That's okay. It will be all right. All right, this needs to be glued down. So we're going to do like this. Now, if you think that your little hinged items here are going to flap open and shut, I mean, I'll have to wait and see if that's what they're going to do. Those also could be magnetized, or I made that too long. Magnetized, or like a little Velcro dot. There's clear Velcro dots that you can get that will go in your projects, and they're quite invisible. They do just kind of meld into the background. Now this piece here, the vellum, was to be a pocket. So what I figured I'd do is I just glue this down here so there's a pocket underneath of these for something. Then you have the pocket up there. I also have a little bird over here that's going to go on the top. So that's going to give you something to look at up there. Okay. And this is just for little small items, little tags. Maybe some of these that I've got left over here. Yeah. Right like that. Oops. I got a little bleed there, so you gotta sop everybody up. Oh. Yeah, when we, I thought I'd tell you a few little things about us going over to West Virginia. I've been having some of the roads there, like, or we'll drive through Kermit and we'll talk and show them things that used to be there or aren't there anymore. Or we'll drive up a road and we'll be recording it and saying where this cemetery is or that cemetery is. Something like that kind of a concept. And they love it. These people love it. Now, sometimes when it's too long, I have to put it on my page, and that's why you see it on my YouTube channel. And then, you know, I just post it over, and then I'll share the link to our cemetery page, and they can come over and view it. And there's been quite a few that's been viewing them. They're not so much into my scrapbooking and, you know, things like that, but they are liking those type of videos. But we'll sometimes do something we call a before and after. Now that's where we've got an older photo, maybe the 50s, the 40s, somewhere along in there. And you can see the building and some people, a few other things. And then you have the now, which sometimes you don't see anything. Sometimes it's just an empty lot, or you just find the base or something on that concept. So yeah, they love to see that, though, because we'll explain what was here and what was there. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. Now I need to retrain it. Sometimes when you put something in a hinge area that might bulk it up a little bit more or something, you have to retrain it. So all we got to do is go back down through here with our burnisher and get that to lay flat. Now see, this is where I was saying it might come up to a time where that's going to come open or flip open as you're flipping through here. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Alright, you even have crafting on here. I got these at Walmart. They're little Velcro dots, thin dots. And you just can put them on anything. Now you got one side and then you got the other. So we're going to flip this open. We're going to find where we want to put the dot. Sometimes they're stuck together a little bit, so you got to pull it apart. And then you stick it on there like that. See how invisible that is? You don't even see it. Now the other side you're going to see a little bit more because it's the fuzzy side, but yeah. So maybe I should have went in the other direction, but oh well. You know me. Alright, so this can go on here. And you just kind of pull it down. Sometimes if it keeps sticking to you, get you tweezers, a little pin, something like that, that's going to make it let loose. There. And then we're just going to flip it shut. And this is actually going to be on the vellum. But you're going to flip it shut, and it's going to go like that. And it's going to stay down. Let me mash it a little bit better. And then all you have to do is this. And see, it's not that visible. Actually, if I had went in the other direction, it would be even better. There are people that will take like a bit of ink that may be the gray, or not the gray, but the green color. And you can put that over that. You can actually use a marker of some sort to colorize that in. But I don't think it's going to hurt us any. But that's what you want to get. The big dots are, pretty visible. And sometimes the magnets are too expensive. I cannot remember how much this cost me, but I wouldn't have said more than $5 to $7. And look how many you've got. Alright, what's next? Ooh, we're going to make another belly band. I think I had belly bands on the mind when I went through here because it seems like that's the majority of things I plan to do. Oops. Let's scooch that over a little bit. Now this is something that was on a card. It was a baby shower invitation. And I cut it off. You can actually see it on there. So I cut it down to where you can see a little bit of the red. I didn't care. I had a little bit of red, which would add a little color here. This was a scrap that I had the other week. We were making something, and I just kept it. I do need to cut it down a bit, but we're going to go ahead and glue this down. So it'll be on there. Now, if you wanted to, you could have made this a pocket as well, where I only glued it done, and then left the top open. But I don't plan to do that, so we're just going to do it this way. And it doesn't have to be all the way over to the other side. I mean, all the way over here. I think I like that rough side to be showing. And then we had this, which is part of the cut-aparts from around the squirrel. And what was I going to do with that? I think I was going to put that over here, maybe. Yeah, I think it was going over here. And I got something interesting to do in this other spot. But yeah, when we do our before and afters, we have so many people get in there, and they just love it because they didn't realize something was there, or they remembered something and it was no longer there, and they love to see the older picture. I guess these people just never share these photos with each other. Some up, you just collect them. I mean, you ask somebody if they have any old photos that you wouldn't mind sharing with you, and you know, over time you just collect quite a few, especially if you're doing it for that one area. Okay, now what we're going to do is cut this down. Now you could do it with scissors, or you can do it with like a big cutting tool, a guillotine. I think I'm just going to eyeball it. Try to get it as straight as possible. And I don't know, I may keep that and do it on the other side as well. Alright, so it looks pretty straight to me. Except for this one little area. It's hurting my sensibilities. Okay, there we go. There. Maybe I should have used the guillotine. But all we're going to do here is glue this side and that side, just like we did a minute ago. And we're going to put that in here. The gray color for the background works here because of this, I guess you call it a gray birch, the birch tree. I think that's what that's supposed to be signifying. So we're going to put that right here. Now, a belly band comes in handy when you're just wanting to put something across a small area. I love this. It looks like crackle to me. So you want to put something on there that's going to actually serve a purpose. You're going to be able to put something in and out of it, but it's also not going to be glued down to where you can't see the background. So that's the good thing about a belly band. Plus you've got a little decorative thing there that you can put on to help add to the look. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Got stuff everywhere. So this, and then I have this little thing that's a ticket. And I got this from, I think, one of Kyung's kits. And I may put that at the top, the bottom. I'm still debating. So I'm actually going to just tuck it in here. It may actually go on the belly, the tag or whatever that goes in here. So I can hold off. Now this part, I'm wondering if I can't just put this on here. Or do I need it? I don't know whether I like it with or without. I think without. I don't know if y'all were hollering with, but I'm thinking without because I like that brown around the outside. Yeah. And see, it matches this background here really well, especially that side. So what we're going to do is put us down this for just, and we're going to put it like this way. We're not going to go with the page. We're going to go with the top and bottom. So that's going to go on there like that. And we're going to glue it down. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to do the piece that's behind it. Okay. Let's put that down right here. And I'm going to follow along the right edge here. And the top and the bottom. I'm talking about this edge right here and I'm trying to make it as parallel as possible. Yeah. Hopefully everything is already straight in there. And then we got the bird, which I'm going to put up here on the top. This is kind of a book that could go for anything. I've got quite a few birds in here. I've got quite a few wildlife animals. I've got some insects and bugs. And then I've got the butterflies. So you've got a little bit of everything. All right. Now, this piece that is up behind here is actually two papers. This is a notebook paper, and this is a paper that I dyed, as you can see, out in the grass. But I also dipped it in that grid design. And it's in here as well. Now, I'm going to be covering this one up, which I don't think it's going to hurt any. But you can still see a little bit of this one. But as you can see, I've got it where it's just inside. Which I think I'm going to move this one up a little bit. Just inside the top and the bottom edges. So it's inside. And this one as well. And we're going to make sure it's flush with the edge of the spine here. Now, what I want to do is I want to go straight across with two glue lines. One is going to go across here, and one is going to go across right here, and that's going to make me a pocket. This little thing right here is my pocket, which I may want to put a piece of paper there. Let me find one. So I can cut. You know, I haven't used the first bit of washi tape in this book. It may be something I do later. I don't know. It may be something that just doesn't get done. You just never know. All right, I'm trying to figure out where the middle would be. And I'm guessing it could be right there. All right. Now, this was a thinner piece of paper, so that's why I put something in behind it, just to give it strength. Now, we're going to go ahead and use some scorched timber and go along this edge here. So it kind of stands out. I don't think I'm going to do it farther than what's right there. Just so it helps pull it out from that background. And you can see that hole. Yeah. All right. Now let's get in here and glue. Make sure we're still flush with our spine. We're in our spots that we need to be. And we're going to go here and go straight across. Okay. And then this part is where we need to go across up here. There. Now let's see. Now that's where I can put in, went a little farther than I needed, we can put in a journal card. I'm trying to make sure it's flat, it's flush, all of those nice F words. Yeah, I'll behave myself. There we go. Now, there is a spot there for something to slide into. There we go. Just got to make it the right size. Next. Let's see what we got now. All right. I like this because it looks like in the nighttime. Now, when I put these two together, I really inked the outside edges, so you could curl these back if you wanted to. I really like that, too. And, yeah, it would do what you wanted it to do. Now, over here, I kind of just wanted something here. And it will be a tuck as well. So we're going to go around the outside edge of this little critter. I think he's a hedgehog. Or he's a... Yeah, I think he's a hedgehog. I called him a porcupine the other day because I thought that's what he was. But he's not. So yeah. Maybe we'll put him up here. And then the tuck will go up. Remember me telling you the other day that you might want to put some of your tucks and your pockets on the upper side, because that'll help balance out. You won't have all the bulk down here at the bottom. Plus, this also gives them the chance to write on this paper, as well as writing on whatever gets stuck in behind this tuck. Yeah, there we go. Good job, good job. All right, now this was like a little card that somebody gave me. I got a little butterfly we're going to put on there. And, oh, it's my sister. It was a card my sister gave me. So, we're going to cut this part off. And we're going to kind of tuck this in here. This could be used for a journaling card. And the part that she wrote on, I'll stick over here. And I wasn't quite sure how to put it in here. Now, I haven't got any paper clips in here yet. Now, here's me a little container where I have all types of paper clips. And I have some hearts here. I have some arrows. The arrow might be cool. I got these at the Dollar Tree. And I have forever looked for any of them ever since. Now, I have like a heart. I have those hearts. But I also have... Where are they? They're like a little oval with a heart in them. There we go. Somebody gave me these hangers, and I haven't used any of them yet. But yeah, there's like a little heart with an oval. That kind of heart, and then the arrows. So we're going to put this in here and see how it works. Because I could do the edges, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Now, the creamy is part of the background, and it's also part of over here, so it's pulling you back and forth. But we're just going to put this little guy right here. Is that how we want to do it? Yeah, kind of like that. And then the little butterfly. I thought he could be added down here, just so there is a butterfly. I think some birds are called gnat catchers, aren't they? maybe there's a butterfly catcher as well. Okay, there we go. Now this part in here, I'm still thinking about. This piece of paper was something that I was stamping off on when I was doing those book page pockets way back when. And then I've got this piece of paper here that is something Kyung made. It's handmade paper. Now these paper clips I don't like so much because they're trying to drag stuff and rip it. But I'm thinking about putting that on here, and I'm still debating. As you can see, there's some teal in here and some greeny color. So yeah, we're gonna see how that works out. Now over here I do have a butterfly, some plants, and a bug. I don't know if I really knew what I was going to do with them, because this has got some of that green in it. It's got like a teal and a green. And then I got this little bug, and I think he was going to go over here. And then I think I was going to put the two plants down there. Yeah, I think that's how it was going. So let me get in here and get that all connected. Now I'm going to glue these off the screen because it's going to take a while. All right, got those plants on there. And then we're doing our bug. Okay, he's going to crawl around down here next to the flower pot. I wanted him over here because of this background. It kind of helps. I did a bubble cut. That's what you call a bubble cut. A fussy cut is where... a kiss cut is where you're right up against the legs and things. But a bubble cut is where you kind of bubble out around it. I did not want to cut into all those little crevices of his legs, so that's why I chose to do him like that. And he agreed with me, in case one got lopped off by mistake. All right. Whoops. See, I think those colors are pretty. This as well is kind of grungy looking, and it's creamy, and it goes over here with this grungy creamy. So you're getting your two sides to be harmonious together. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we got here. Natural Vibes. I think this is part of the front cover that I wanted to use. I've got a vine there, and then I've got this, and this I don't need anymore because that's all was there. And so I need to ink the outside of that. I think I may be making a tuck out of this. I'm not sure. I got to remember how I wanted to put this on here. I think I was going to have this here. Like I said, this was on the front cover, and I wanted to have at least some words. That's why that is still on there. And then I thought I would have that there. Is that how I was going to do it? And it's got Natural Vibes Nature. I don't know about that. Let's see. I got nature too many times. I think I got that little bird. No, the squirrel is right over there. Now the bird I just put back there somewhere. Maybe the fox. Maybe a little fox would do better than the pine cone. So it means I gotta ink it all over again. Okay. I still have some stamping to do with that one wildlife, because it's got a fox on it and a deer. I used the deer the other day, so you got to see him. It's just got A, B, C, D down there. So I'm thinking that I would do something like that. And then I may have this coming up to hide the line. Yeah, let's do that. So let me kind of put this behind here. Like that. See if I can get it to stick without sticking to anything else. Okay. Now, let me see, how am I going to do this? We want to go down this line here and all across the front side here. Like that. All right. These two are not together, so, is that where I may want to put some washi? Or will this vine hold the two together? Now, that may be the case, because I'll be doing the leaves on each side. Okay. Let's see. Yep, I think that might work. I just need to not put any glue on this side. So let's see what we got here. Let's see on that. Okay, a little bit there, but not the other side. I really like this vine. I have used it in so many different things. It comes in great for pumpkin, and then it's great for like a vine climbing up a wall, like ivy. I mean, so if you need a vine like that, this is perfect. Plus, you've got all those other type of little greeneries. You got the fern, and then you got some that look like leaves, like this little guy right here. All right, so what I need to do is get this to where it's kind of, yeah, it's going to hold the two sides together. And actually, I tilted that in such a way that I could put a little glue under that side. Yep. There. Yep. I told you a while back that my mom had this pet crow. Well, I know something happened to him, and we think he broke his wing and all that. And my husband kept seeing him hopping down around the garden. And then he was going down the road. He was hopping everywhere, and he hopped good. He was fast. So the other day, I think I was looking at the cat looking out the window, and there I thought I saw this crow, and his right wing was kind of down lower than the other, and it had sort of a white line there on half of his wing. And that's what I saw when I went down to the garden that one day to see that crow. And lo and behold, that bird out the window had that same thing, but he flew off. So I told her I thought he was still out there and alive, but she keeps calling him. She used to give him a butter biscuit every day, and he just doesn't come. So I don't know if that's the same crow or what. Now this little guy, I think I was putting him on this side where he would fold backward this way. But is he too big? I don't know. Like he's sticking out there a little more than usual, but that's all right. We'll put him there. All right, so I inked the outside edge like I did the others. I've got that scored and peeled back and burnished a little bit so it'll stay. So we're going to put this right here at the upper end. I think that will work better. If it sticks out just a little bit, I'm fine with that, because that means I'll have a little bit of layering going on there. Yeah, kind of like that. I keep looking at things I might want to use. So yeah, and I think, oh, that's dark enough that I don't have to worry about that. Yeah. I was thinking I was going to have to put something over that like I did the other one, but that's the perfect color scheme there. Perfect. Okay. Now here, this is kind of interesting. This is a bunch of scrap. This is one of those bugs that I made a while back. Actually, the last video, I think I linked this at the very end of the video, where you could go in and see how I made these out of map paper. See, it was map paper. I put some gesso over it, and then I did a bunch of spraying and flicking and all kinds of things to it to grungy it up. And then I put these little bug stamps on a piece of craft paper, and then I put them down on there. All right, so what I'm doing is another belly band. I know you're saying another belly band, but this piece here was a piece off of one of those hanging file folders. And I thought, now instead of putting a ribbon through it, which that would not be the look for this, I thought, well, instead of a ribbon, let's do a thin piece of paper. And this is paper off of that Forest Stamperia pad that I just had left over. So I thought, well, let's try to do something like this. So that's kind of a different look. Now, if you didn't have anything with punches in it like this, There is actually a punch. It's called a ribbon punch. I believe I got one. I just hadn't really used it for anything. But you can actually get one and put, you know, stamps in there like that. I didn't need it to be that long. That's why that paper is not, see, it doesn't even need to be that long. So yeah, I need to put a little dot of glue in behind each one of these, and this one as well, and get that to stick by pushing it down, getting the excess off. I'm not exactly sure if I need to do anything with that side, because I think that side's going to get cut. So we're putting it down like that, and I need to cut it about right here. Do I want to cut it or do I want to rip it? Let's rip it. Yeah, we want it to be ripped, even this side. Ooh, a little on the thick side. There we go. All right, now let me get the scorched, oh, sorry, I bopped you. Scorched timber back out here. Let's see if I get it straight. And I'll put a little bit. I did ink this before, but it seems like that kind of went in already. There we go. Give it a little grunge look there. So on the back side, I need a little tap of glue there just so it won't go nowhere. So what I want to do first before I glue it down is to put my bug on here. I think I ripped it in the wrong place, but that's okay. We'll put this over here. It doesn't have to be in the center. So we're going to put glue right along here. There. And that is going to go on here. Did that so I could get that in the right spot. Okay. Oh, I moved it over. Just a little. It did like to slide. All right. Now we're going to glue this one in. Doesn't have to be a big tag or anything you put in here. I like to put a good bit since this is a bulkier piece of material or paper. And I thought this looked like this bug. Maybe we'll put it low or high. Maybe I'll just put it down here. But it looks like the bug is crawling through the leaves. I thought that kind of was a cool look. Yeah, so you just need to hold that down just a little bit. Get it to adhere. I don't think we're going to get through this one today. What do we got? 58 minutes. I know my cousin Phyllis likes a long video. I'm hoping that I get this uploaded in time for it to come out to you later. How much do I have left? Oh, I got all kinds of stuff left in here, don't I? Well, we're going to do this last page here, and then I'll have to stop. I've got all kinds of goodies here to put here, and I'm trying to figure. Here's another one of those vines. It's just done with a different type of a background paper, but of course it's got like a grid design, and it's got the yellow. So that's going to work in there real nice. Oh, I knew what I was going to do here. Okay. So we got that. We got this. And we have our boar. And I need to probably ink around the outside of him maybe. I don't know that I need to, but we'll just throw this a little bit on here. There. I'm hoping I've been able to show you quite a few different ways that you can do easy belly bands. I mean, it's great to have variations. I've been doing a lot of this type, I do have one that's going to go this way in one of the journals, one of the signatures. Now, this little saying here has nothing is more beautiful than the loveliness of woods before sunrise. George Washington Carter. Now, because it said that, I went and I punched out with my 1.5 here. I punched out like a piece from a sprayed yellow page that I had. It was yellow and I made it orangey. But what we're going to do is we are going to, I think I'm going to cut this last tree off right here. This one tree needs to go. And so I'm going to kind of round it out to try to make it look natural. And then we're going to just trim up through here. And I got this one tree for maybe somewhere else. I don't know. We'll see how he works elsewhere. But the reason I did that is because it's so it would fit on this notebook page right here. And we're going to go ahead. And I think we're going to go straight across instead of the up and down situation. Now I want to take the sunrise and get it right in here. And I'm going to go ahead and put me a little bit of glue right in there, just because that's where the sunrise is going to go. Right? Yeah. Looks good. Now I'll do the rest of it. Had to do that first, just so I had it on there. Now this is that Tree Line by Tim Holtz. I get a lot of use out of this one as well for different reasons. Comes in really handy for just something decorative on a page, especially if you have something in the line of forest, nature, trees, hiking, anything along those lines. I'm sure there's a few more. I'm just not thinking of them right now. But yeah. And you want to get stamps and dies and things. It's going to give you a lot of mileage. You want something that's going to go a long way for you, do a lot of different journals for you. Just, not a one-shot wonder. You want more out of it. Okay. Now, I think that's going to go down here. And I'm not going to worry about inking it. I think it's fine as it is. But yeah, we're going to put that right here. And then over here, I'm going to put this down here. And we're doing the same. We're going like straight across, parallel. Not with this weird angle that it's doing. Go like that. I think that's right. I'm trying to look here and make sure that that is on the money. There. And then I'm going to put this vine in here. It's on a thinner piece of paper, so I got to kind of watch what I'm doing here. Oh, and the nose always gets stuck in those little holes. Never fails. Never fails. So far, my face is doing good. I didn't want to really mention anything, but yeah, that big bandage, oh, it's about to drive me crazy. Oh, it's like I was restricted. I like to have my freedom. So I put this smaller one on, and it's really, really made the day. All right, so we're going to do this to kind of make it look like this boar is out jumping bushes in the forest. It's sort of like a nighttime kind of scene, I guess you could say. And he's out leaping over stuff. Don't know what he's doing awake at night, but Maybe he was on a mission. Okay. Now. Stick him right here. There. Now, we got a good bit done today. I think so. I've still got quite a few things in here to glue down. And yeah, there's, is that a, no, that's a corner tuck. And there is a little project that we're going to do with these, but I think I'm going to change these out to the other color. Although, no, I probably will leave them white. That's right. Yeah, we have this little project. I've got another little project I'm thinking of doing with us. And then as we get those done, if we have time, we can do some of this other gluing down decorating. I'm still working on the just chilling, the altered book. I'm still gluing things in. It's just taken a while because I didn't think you needed to see that part because that's something that I already showed you. It's when I get to like a further decorating that we'll go and get back onto that journal to finish it up. All right, I want to thank you for for being here. I just will leave this up here. But yes, thank you, everybody. Have a great day, great health, great happiness, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.